As President Obama begins his three-day visit to Russia, I do want to take a look at the investment opportunities there. The Russian stock market, quite a run. It's up nearly 50% this year. What should an investor keep in mind when putting money into Russia? Well, nearly half of Vlad Milev's portfolio is invested in Russia. And Vlad is an analyst at Metzler Payden, and he joins us now from Los Angeles on this Monday. Vlad, good to have you back on Bloomberg. Good afternoon.
Always good to be back, Carol.
You know, Russia, a lot of volatility, political, people talk about, crime and political influence and so on and so forth. I mean, why invest in Russia given that backdrop? You've got a lot of exposure. Why do it?
I think that you need to consider the answer to that question in the context of a manager like us. We manage stocks in Central and Eastern Europe. So for us, it isn't as much about going around the world and saying which are the top 3 countries that we like. It's about going around Central and Eastern Europe and saying which is the top investment for us right now. From that perspective, it has been Russia since about the end of last year, I would say, when Russian stocks sold off so much that even knowing all the problems that the country has economically and with the politics of Kremlin, you could still make a very successful argument that being long Russian stocks could be a good trade going forward, as it turned out to be.
All right, but you have to have a pretty strong stomach, and I bring that up because you had, the Russian stock market, the MySEX dropped, 67% last year, one of the worst in the world. You had quite a rally this year, and then we're kind of in a correction that started, I think, about mid-June here. You got to have a strong stomach.
Oh, absolutely, and you have to watch a number of things. I think you need to watch commodity prices. Oil prices are pretty important for the Russian market, and they have been historically. And the kind of exposure we have to that market is concentrated in energy, so oil is going to be a strong determinant. Also, politics is somewhat of a determinant as well, but everybody knows that Kremlin meddles with businesses in Russia, so in a way it's already priced in, if you will.
So you think an investor will be paid enough of a premium for investing in Russia, in your view?
Right now I wouldn't be too bullish on it just because we had this run-up that you were just mentioning. We've come off the highs and we have picked up some good deals, as I said, in the energy sector. But for the short-term investor, it's going to be maybe slower than the rest of the year. Who knows? We were just talking about that.
Well, Vlad, if you are looking, though, for some exposure to Russia at this point, is it the energy sector that you think is the safe play here, or what?
Well, I think safe needs to be coached in terms of Russian investing. So with that disclaimer, energy will probably also look into some of the kind of second-tier companies that have not gotten much attention, are not necessarily on the radar screen, but got crushed with the rest of the market last year. But yeah, if you're an investor just looking to get exposure, I would say stick to the liquid blue chip type of names that trade a lot. There's more information about them, and you can kind of make sense of the price movements there.
But what about, the predictability, if you will, of the Russian market? I mean, look at what happened to Gazprom. Bill Browder, he had to live through that in terms of Gazprom being taken over by Russia. Do you feel like the president, their administration kind of gets it in terms of the importance of having investors interested in Russia, and that they'll be more open, whether it's through transparency and so on, to really kind of promote the Russian market? Or will the problems persist?
Yeah, we keep hoping that's the case, and you can hear all kinds of opinions about who's really running Russia. I think Medvedev is coming to his own little by little, and there was good rapport between him and President Obama. We were just watching the press conference, and it seemed like they were joking around. They seemed to be pretty friendly with each other, so that's a good sign. I think investors need to see images like that. Investors, especially in the U.S., just to see that there's more communication between the two countries. But we'll have to wait and see. Corporate governance still has a lot of problems.
Hey, Vlad, just got about 30 seconds left here. You turn around in the U.S. economy. How crucial is that to Russian investments? What's the connection here, just quickly?
I would watch China first, then the U.S. economy. If we have a V-shaped recovery, we're in good shape. If we have a W-shaped recovery, then I would reconsider my positions there.
All right, maybe pare back just quickly?
A little bit.
All right.
Yep.
Terrific. Vlad, thank you as always. We appreciate your giving us your thoughts on the Russian market, the investment market. Vlad Milev, analyst at Metzler Payden.